What is up? What is up? How's everybody doing today? It is Puck You. I am Mike Burns. That is Les Victorie. That guy had himself a hell of a night last night. We had ourselves a nice little day as well over here. Les, how the hell you doing today, brother?
Better than Anthony Stolarz' tummy ache. I'll put it that way. We had a big night. We had the team total Florida team total line at over 2.5, which seemed just ridiculous given the fact that Stolarz has been as shaky as he has been. And we're talking about the Florida fucking Panthers here. These guys can put the puck in the net, and they play really well on the road. But what they didn't do is they did not show up for the first period. They were sleepy. And you want to talk about a Toronto team that had some hop in their step last night. They looked good. They looked really good. Sure, Florida picked up the pace a little too late.
Yep.
Yeah, but they did get it together. I thought Toronto put together a really nice game. And everyone was, kind of shitting on the Leafs because of, it being Florida and how tough and mean they are. Yes, Florida doubled them up in the hit column, but Willie Nylander took control of this game. And man, is this guy a clutch playoff player or what? Like, he just shows up in big spot moments. Well, one thing let's talk about. We got to talk about the Anthony Stolarz thing. All right. So he gets bumped by Sam Bennett, who is a fucking menace. We all know that. He's got a rap sheet. He's been to jail before. If it was anybody else, this
guy throws at his own kid during father-son games.
Literally. And he bumps into Stolarz, and Stolarz drops like he got shot from like the 300s in Scotiabank Arena. He goes down, he gets up, skates it around. All right, he got a little shaken up, and you could see, his helmet kind of got twisted on his face, but it wasn't anything crazy. It didn't look intentional. Should it have been a penalty? I think it should have.
It's playoffs.
It is the playoffs, but it should have been a penalty because Stolarz was in the blue paint. He was in his space, and Bennett was also in the blue paint when he bumped him. Do I think Bennett did it on purpose? No, not really. It was kind of, he went to the net and then kind of hit him with his elbow, So nothing big happens. Stolarz shakes it off, stays in the game, plays 10 more minutes, and then all of a sudden he's puking at the fucking bench. Okay, that's a little weird. I've had a lot of concussions in my time, and the vomiting doesn't usually start until about 4 or 5 hours after you get it, not 10 minutes. But everybody's different nonetheless. So Stolarz leaves the game to find out that he gets fucking stretchered to the hospital.
He killed him.
What? What do you mean stretchered? You get stretchered when you can't fucking walk. You played 10 more minutes of the game and then you puked or whatever, and now you're getting stretchered? Like, are the Leafs just trying to lock up Sam Bennett for life in this series because they fear him that much? I don't know, but this is a weird situation. Now, since he got stretchered, let's get player safety involved. I guarantee you the upper management of the Toronto Maple Leafs was on the phone all night with the NHL PA talking about this hit. And like, the ref was right there. He looked at it. He didn't even there wasn't even a call on the ice.
There was nothing.
Could there have been? I think, 100% it should have been a goaltender interference. But now it's going to go from a no call to possibly a hearing? What the fuck is going on, Burnsy? This doesn't make sense.
I don't think I think this is a complete fucking nothing burger of an incident. The guys in the chat, they're saying something that I spoke to you before we got on here. I think it was 100% Reinhardt's 89 mile an hour slap shot that knocked his fucking helmet off in the beginning of the game. And then, like, listen, I'm not going to sit here and say, like, there was no contact or anything like that. Like, yeah, he hit him. I fully believe that he meant to hit him, but I don't think that that's what really killed the fucking guy. So I don't know, man. I mean, it's Toronto. There's always drama, always, but I mean, back to the game, talking about Willie Nylander. I sent you this message last night, of all of the lack of success that Toronto has had in the playoffs and how the big guns have not consistently shown up, right? The Matthews, the Marners, the Tavares. Nylander always shows up. If you remember the first round last year, I think he got hurt in game 82, and I think he had like migraines or some shit like that. He didn't play the first 3, maybe even 4 games, and nobody knew anything was going on, right? Like everyone was like, "Oh, is it a mental thing? Is it this? Is it that?" And then the guy comes back and scored in every fucking game after that. So what happens tonight, right? It's coming down on the off wing, ugly angle, caught Bob sleeping. And I think these guys caught Bob sleeping a little bit too much. You know what they hung 6 on him? I mean, that's not very Bob-like. And Bob's got a great record in game 1s. I was looking that up yesterday. Forgot to mention on here. He's got a very good record in game 1s. But they got on him quick. The Panthers actually started this game the way that I thought that they were going to start the Tampa series. I thought they were going to have heavy legs. Everyone coming back from injury. There was going to be no jump, blah, 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 blah. And the Leafs took it to them. I think the second period was an even period. And then the third period, it was all Cats. But I mean, when you're down by that much, I mean, they 1000% made it interesting. We cashed on our Bennett best bet with his the 5th goal for the Cats right there. And then, I mean, shit, man, if we've learned anything in these playoffs, you pull the goalie, what happens? Pucks go in the net. Now, could you just imagine if they stormed back and they came back from down 2? There would have been 3 nights in a row. 3 nights in a fucking row. You want to talk about an NHL record? So I don't know, man. I still think the Cats are in good shape here. I'm not changing how I feel about this series. I'm sure you feel good about how you think the series is going to end, with your Toronto pick, being up 1-0. But I think this is going to be, you just get extra dirty, extra heavy, and extra fucking awesome moving forward.
It's going to be a good series. And the interesting thing is Toronto held like some insane stat this season when they had the lead going into the third period. They were like 25-0-1 or something. And it's funny when you see stats like that, then you go to the playoffs, it's almost as if the opposite happens because it's just the playoffs. It's a little bit different. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, but it was exciting to think like, oh my God, these guys were perfect in the third period when leading almost during the regular season. And now they're going to blow it in, game 1 of this series. But I got to give Joseph Woll some credit. I thought he made some big saves coming off the bench, and he had to play a long time. So it's not like he had to go in and grind out like the last 12, 15 minutes of a period and be done with it. So, and he hasn't played in a while. And I mean, sure, he let a couple goals in, but that one shot was a fucking snip. I forget who it was there, but he came down on the left side, Wool's right side, and just went Bardeezy with it. Just what a fucking snapper that was. It was a beautiful shot. I don't blame Wool on that one at all. That was just a great, great shot. But
it's a tough ask. It's a tough ask to come in that cold after that long and get 100%. Thrown into game 1 of round 2. So he hung in there.
You could feel Florida knows that, and everything went to the net. Like they got over the line, clapper, get it to the net, make him make the save. And that's what kind of I think Paul Maurice told the team when the goaltending change happened. Like, okay, boys, cold goalie, let's make him save it. Make him save it, and we just don't know what's going to squeak through or, rebound control might be a little off, whatever. Nonetheless, the Leafs got it done. I'm happy for them because everyone's kind of writing them off in this series, but I subtly believe in the Leafs. For the first time in my life. Could be the last time too. So don't fucking let me down there. As far as the whole Stolarz thing goes, I'm interested to see what the league is going to do as far as disciplinary or non-disciplinary action for Sam Bennett. I was a little worried that they were going to review the play and Sam Bennett was going to get a fucking boot, which would have tanked our best bet. But nonetheless, he stayed in and he ended up cashing with that goal off of 3 different legs late in the third.
Listen, I mean, it wasn't that malicious, right? And I know when you watch something enough in slow motion, it looks like absolutely nothing. But I mean, I just thought it was a hard hockey play. You know, he had the puck to get around him, and you know, he caught him a little bit with the elbow. But I didn't think he ripped his head off, right? You know, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
He got stretchered. They got this stretcher out, Birdsey. He like, oh man, that just pisses me off. Anyway, let's move on.
Reminds me of Caddyshack. Oh, my arm, it's broken.
Yeah, seriously.
All right, so 2 big game number 1s ahead of us for tonight. Before we preview tonight's games, give you what we like in these ones, make sure you guys get over there, smash the like button, make sure you subscribe, turn your notifications on. We'll be here every day, 2 p.m., try to give you guys every insight we possibly have to make some fucking money. All right, starting off, Canes and the Caps. Canes obviously beat the Devils in 5 games. Caps beat the Canadiens in 5 games. Both teams won game 1 and 2, lost game 3, and then closed it out in the next one. Now, this to me is a little bit of a weird spot to try to look at a team and to predict how they're going to come out. And the reason why I say that is because the Canes absolutely shit pumped the Devils, right? They fired 10,000 fucking shots. You know, 9,000 of them actually hit the net. I mean, it was just like, I've never seen a relentless attack like it. The Devils had no business being in this series, couldn't get the fucking puck for longer than 3 seconds. I mean, it's obviously a recipe for success, right? But the Caps aren't the Devils. How do you see game 1 going here?
I'm a little bit confused on this line from a betting perspective so far, and I haven't really gathered a full opinion on how I feel on it. But you look at Washington's home record, they're 29-9-6. Carolina was well below 500 on the road. And yet Carolina is a -135 favorite on the road here. I'm having trouble figuring this one out because you're taking a team that pretty much sucks on the road. Like they're 17-21-5. So 17-26. That's 9 games below 500 on the road against a team that's 29-9 at home. I expected Washington to be a little bit of a favorite here. So I haven't really figured out why the Caps are the line that they are. I got to go through the lineups and make sure everybody's healthy, but it's an interesting spot. Freddie Anderson's supposed to be playing again. Is he 100%? I don't know.
What exactly happened to him? Was it a knee?
I don't think they really gave us a lot of info, to be honest. I don't really know. I never did follow up. I should have, because I did want to know, because with him, if he gets a bruise, he's usually LTIR.
Yeah, he's a fragile motherfucker.
He's about as made of glass as you can get for a goaltender. He's almost similar to Stolarz, in a way. But you know what? It's good for Carolina to have him back because that team plays definitely a lot better with him in front of them. But you're going up against Logan Thompson, who is healthy. He's shown that he's healthy, but he's been also a little bit in and out too. Like he had a couple excellent games against Montreal where he posted, really good save percentage, and then he kind of slipped up. But then he pulled up and had a big game for the game 5. So kind of an interesting spot here. It's hard to fade the Caps at home. Like I don't know if I'm missing this or something, but I don't understand why this line is so favorited for the road team. Maybe because they've had a little bit more rest.
I mean, listen, Freddie had the best save percentage, in the first round, but I mean, that wasn't this quality of offense coming at him. The immortal Alexander Ovechkin led the Caps in shots, and this guy just fires piss missiles from every inch as soon as he can, every single fucking time. So, I mean, I know whatever actually happened to Fred, I mean, it looked to me like a knee, either that or he just got his head stuck in the net and couldn't get out. But I mean, he did have knee surgery in November. Could there be something there? Should Kochetkov be real ready? And we saw what happened when Kochetkov came in, to replace him. I mean, the Devils scored 1-2, bang, bang, right on him. That's the recipe when a cold goalie comes in. I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what he has. But I mean, the Canes have to play strong in front of him. I mean, do you think that the Caps have the offensive power to break through that defense?
I mean, if history teaches us anything, this is very much a back and forth series. Now, one thing to take note is the last time these two teams met was April 10th, and Washington won 5-4 in a shootout. But over the last couple of years, Washington has never won 2 games in a row against Carolina. So is this where they break the trend tonight at home in game 1 of this series? Hard to say. We got to look at some other underlying factors, including the goaltending and what they do, head to head and shot suppression. So there's a little bit more diving to do in this series than other series where it's a little bit more cut and dry. This is definitely going to be a challenging series to handicap.
I see this guy going the distance here. I mean, just looking at the competition for the first round, I'm not exactly sure who these teams are yet. I mean, obviously Ovechkin's Ovechkin and Dylan Strome is doing some amazing things, right? But when you got a guy like Ovechkin that you just need to pass it from anywhere and he puts it in the puck, it's easy to have a 1.8 points per game average over his last 5. But on the other side, I saw some amazing shit. Like, I mean, we cashed out on what was that game 5 with Sebastian Aho, who gave that guy just looked fucking possessed. And then you got a guy like Seth Jarvis that plays all 4 sides of the puck. So it's not like Carolina has no offense to kind of combat these guys as well.
You know what? You nailed it. Sebastian Aho has found another level of hockey in his repertoire because he was absolutely unbelievable in that series against New Jersey. And not to downplay New Jersey, but this is the Washington Capitals that they're going up against on the road. It's no easy task to come into that rink and play these Capitals. So interesting to see how game 1 plays out. Like I said yesterday about the Florida-Toronto game, that game 1s are kind of a fill-out spot to see what kind of opportunities present within each team or which team is suffering in certain areas and that sort of thing. So as far as I can see, both these teams are fairly healthy. So I'm expecting a good game. I'm expecting Washington to have a lot of high danger scoring chances like they did against Montreal. They really took it to Montreal when in that department. And I can see Washington really carrying the physicality part of this series. They really smacked the Habs around for, several of those games. So I'm expecting, the Tom Wilsons, the Chychrins to really be laying out the body today. And, it's going to be a good game.
Listen, I can totally see another crying Tom Wilson meme coming at us during this series. I mean, he's a fucking problem and he loves being a fucking problem. And that's his game. Not only can he produce on offense, I mean, we kind of said we could totally see that he averages a point per game in this series just because he is that strong ass body that knocks people off the puck. And the dude's got some hands. He's not just all brawn.
Fuck, he had 30 goals this year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Snubbed off Team Canada, right? Everybody was talking about that. I don't know. I expect a lot of big things from Tommy Wilson in this series. I don't know how it's all going to play out so far. I can see a lot of unders. I just don't know. I mean, game 1 under, when everyone's got to kind of figure each other out, you're definitely going to have some jitters. It's the fucking playoffs. So I don't know, man. I don't know. This is going to be a weird one.
And well, like we got it wrong last night. Our free pick for the channel was the under in the Florida game. It was not the case at all. Like it was all offense in that game, and the big guns were the big guns, and that was it. That was all. So I'm kind of leaning on the over here just to feel out what we're looking at because, you know, how healthy is Freddie Anderson? Is he hurt enough still to be off a little bit? Because I think that's a possibility. So I kind of want to see this game through, and that might help us with a read further on down the road. Game ones are just tough to bet on. Simple as that.
All right, moving on to our second game one, and this one is even more, in my opinion, a bit of a coin flip as well. So we got the Oilers going into the Fortress, taking on Vegas. Now, we all know the story with the Oilers, right? It's McJesus, it's Draisaitl, right? These guys had 21 points in the first round against LA. And it looked like it was all of them up until the Oilers put the clamps down. And some of their big dogs did show up. Evander Kane inserted back into the lineup after missing, it was the entire fucking season. He only needed one game to find his legs underneath him. Zach Hyman has shown up. He was he was not around in the beginning of the season. I mean, if the Oilers can get some depth scoring going on here, do you give them a legit chance against the Golden Knights?
100%. Like, they're buzzing right now, and that is a really good team. They found a way, being down 0-2 to LA, to come back and win 4 straight. That is not an easy thing to do. And the Vegas big boys have been a little bit quieter than I think we all expected. I think we all expected more Mark Stone, more Jack Eichel, to do their thing, and it really hasn't happened yet. I'm not sure what's up with Prince here. Are you supposed to be oiling me or something? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? What's happening here?
The chat has gone off the rails.
Seriously, wake the fuck up here. We're talking hockey. Jesus Christ. But you know what? I think this series is really going to come down to goaltending because you got a lot of firepower on both sides. And Aiden Hill has been pretty good, not great. And you don't know what you're going to get with Edmonton. You know, Pickard will let in 3 quick and then post a shutout for the rest of the game. So it's interesting how this game is going to play. Honestly, until I see these goaltenders, get right, I'm liking the over on pretty much anything Edmonton right now. Like, they just peppered LA the last 4 games of that series, with an averaging 4 goals a game. So you're probably going to catch the over more often than not when you're scoring 4 times a game.
So, I mean, like, there's a lot of narratives here and a lot of ways to look at this, right? Like, I don't know, man, maybe deep down inside, I am just kind of an Oilers hater at my core. I still scratch my head how they were in the Stanley Cup playoffs last year, or Stanley Cup finals last year. It's just, I said it to you earlier, right? Like, we know that McJesus and Draisaitl are good enough to steal a game. The hard part is figuring out which game, right? And are they good enough to steal a series? Now, you can look at that LA series and say, like, okay, McDavid and Draisaitl just played outside of their brains, right? And they did like some amazing shit. But at the same time, I could sit here and argue till I'm blue in the face that LA completely botched that whole thing. And bad coaching, bad decisions, bad puck luck, whatever you want to call it. As much as LA or the Oilers won round 1, I personally look at that as LA lost round 1 to them. Now, on the other side, when you talk about Vegas here, it was supposed to be a shit pumping of the Wild. And the Wild, who pretty much relied on 2 or 3 guys the entire series, gave them all that they can handle. I think there was there 2 or was there 3 overtime in that series? So yeah, Vegas is supposed to boast one of the league's best defensive units, right? Over the regular season, they allowed 2.61 goals per game, but against the Wild, they gave up 3.17. So I don't know how to really look at Petrangelo, Hannafin, Theodore, right? Big physical, mobile defensemen. Are we just to assume that they figure it out for this series?
I think they're going to have a tough time managing the big guys. Their speed is unparalleled. We beat the dead horse all the time talking about, Draisaitl and McDavid, but they had 10 and 11 points each in 6 games last series. It's until you manage them, you're probably going to lose. It's that simple. And you know what? Edmonton is also getting some deeper scoring for once, which is nice. Like Connor Brown, he had 3 goals and 5 points in that series. Hyman, he had 5 points. I mean, you're just getting multiple streams of performance from different players. Obviously, Evan Bouchard, he has 7 points, but still -3. That's amazing. But you look at Draisaitl and McDavid, like their plus minus was 5 and 6, and they had 10, 11 points each. So they're scoring 5-on-5. And you can't count on an Edmonton power play to win you a game. You have to score 5-on-5. And they did that against LA. And I'm expecting that they're going to do it again against Vegas.
It's going to be a tough task, man. But when you have shaky goaltending, and I mean, you can't sit here and say Calvin Pickard is the answer, right? You just don't know yet. Maybe, possibly. But at the same time, I mean, Adin Hill, Stanley Cup champion. I mean, he doesn't look like Adin Hill. So until you really get out there on the ice, guys up against each other, I don't know. I don't know how this is all going to go, right? But right now the over-under sits at 6.5. Dig it on the over and prove me wrong, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough over to play because you need so many goals. But if we've learned anything from round 1, the over cashed, 4 out of 6, and
felt like it went over twice in each game.
Yeah, exactly, right. So until some stellar goaltending shows up on either side, it's going to be tough not to take the over.
Well, one thing that Edmonton does do is obviously, we see what Bouchard does. And I know a guy, this guy gets a bad rap all the time, right? Darnell Nurse, he's always in somebody's doghouse. Right now, his over-under shots is at -180 over 1.5. And from the blue line, he's averaging 2.5 shots per game. So if you want to take a look at that, maybe you could sprinkle that with something else. I did have my eye on Evander Kane with his shot total over, but now they got it up to 2.5. I don't know yet. I mean, he's had at least 4 shots in 3 of his last 4 games. I liked it. I don't love it. I don't know. We'll see how that all goes. But those are the 2 games that we have for you tonight. Let's get over to best bets. What do we like the most here, Les?
The most. We like the most.
Bestest.
The bestest of the bestest. I got to go with Andrei Svechnikov to get over 0.5 point. This guy, he was the best player for the Hurricanes in round 1. What did he have? 6 points in 5 games. He's getting shots like crazy too. I think he's averaging almost 5 shots a game and 9 attempts. He's playing with Aho, so when you're playing with the top line, you're going to have better looks. You're going to have better opportunities to get a point. So I got to go with Mr. Svechnikov over 0.5 point.
Well, hopefully I didn't put any bad juju butchering his last name there. But, all right, we got Svech over 0.5 point for our best bet. Now, we cashed out last night. Cashed out early. I mean, I'm not trying to sit here and say I'm a genius, but I do remember saying Stolarz wouldn't play the third period. Didn't say how he was going to play the third period, but he went under in his shot total. Bennett, of course, sealed the deal for us. Or no, that was the best bet. All right, so little 4-legger. Let's put something together. What was the parlay last night? Plus 440?
Plus 740.
740. Plus 740.
$50 would have paid you $400 last night playing that DGen parlay. And I know a lot of you played it because I got the Instagram messages to prove it. Y'all sending me your tickets, which I love to see. You guys listen. Sometimes you get paid out on it all because you just tuned into a show for fucking half an hour. So good on you if you did cash it. Let's do it again.
Why not? Why not? Let's do it again.
Why not?
Give the people what they want.
Who went first yesterday? We got to keep the same thing. I'm still wearing the same underwear. I can prove it.
I don't want to know.
That's because I'm not wearing underwear. A joke would be on you.
Yuck. You and Prince should hang out. He can oil you up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to kick it off. I believe I went first yesterday. I'm going to kick it off today. I'm going Tommy Wilson over 1.5 shots on goal. I think Tommy's going to be a big presence in this. I think he's going to be a fucking menace out there. So Tommy Wilson over 1.5 shots. Leg number 1.
Everybody wants me to give a goalie prop. We know it. I'm pretty good with goalie props. VIP members can justify that. So we're going to go to a goalie prop. We're going to go to the Carolina game. Right now, the save total, where'd it go? The save total for Freddie Anderson is 22.5. That's too low. You're going up against one of the best teams at home. We're taking the over 22.5 on Freddie Anderson, assuming he doesn't lay an egg because he has a tummy ache too. Like, we don't know, right? But we're gonna go with that as leg number 2.
All right, so Freddie Anderson over 22.5 saves for leg 2. All right, so my third leg. I like the D in Vegas. I'm going with Noah Hannafin over 1.5 shots on goal. Guy lugs a ton of ice time, averages 23 minutes a night, averaging just under 3 shots per game. So that's my second leg. Our third leg, Noah Hannafin over 1.5 shots on goal.
I'm ready to be hurt again. You want to know why? Because I am going back to Evan Bouchard, but this time on the shot total. Right now, I believe his line is at 2.5. Let me double check that. Make sure it hasn't changed since this morning.
2.5 I got.
2.5. Right now, it's 2.5. You know how many shots this guy had against in that LA series?
745.
22 in 6 games. So, yes, I will take the 2.5 and I will put the money in my pocket to carry on to play it again the next night.
Don't take his plus minus, not over plus minus. We're just
if you do, you're taking the under because he's the only guy with 7 fucking points and a -3
each game.
But yeah, 22 shots. He led the team outside of McDavid, who had 23 shots in 6 games. Also, not a bad option to put on the bingo card because I think his line's only at 2.5.
2.5.
You know, that's a nice line. Definitely playable. But we're gonna roll with the Bouchard over 2.5 shots.
All right, so there she is. Let me get her up there. A little 4-leg D-Gen parlay. We got Tommy Wilson over 1.5 shots on goal. Freddie Anderson over 22.5 saves. Hannafin over 1.5. And Bouchard over 2.5 shots on goal. I want to see these guys firing some pucks, baby. Let's do it again. Little back-to-backer. Let's get hot. Let's stay hot.
What do you mean, let's get hot? We are hot. What are you talking about?
Let's stay hot.
Corrections you said, let's get hot. We already are.
I said, don't tell me what I said. You said, we said.
This is what you do. I'm telling you, if you
I miss one fucking leg, and I'm the mush around here.
One
fucking leg.
One leg a night.
Not last night, motherfucker.
No.
Everybody knows it.
Not last night, but I'll tell you what, Birdsy, since playoffs have started, VIP members have been cashing in. 18,600 fucking smacks. We are up in the postseason this year to bring our season total to almost 80 grand in profit. Very impressive numbers. We're still pushing to get to that 100K goal mark. It's there. We keep itching closer and closer. We're going to keep our head in the books and get it done. So make sure you get on over to the Telegram and pick up the rest of the season for $100. It's a fucking no-brainer because all we do is win. I'm not saying we win every night, but come month end, when we connect all the dots, we see that we're plus every single month. We've had a green month every single month since October except for one. Now, if those aren't the stats that you guys want, I don't know. Maybe you should be, gambling on fucking something different, virtual sports or women's croquet or something stupid. But I'm telling you, you guys stick to the system. You guys follow the units appropriately, manage your bankroll. You will make money in my NHL channel. VIP members can vouch for it. We show the tickets all the time. We're transparent. We talk about when we lose. We talk about when we win. That's everything you want out of a handicapper. Doesn't matter if it's baseball, hockey, soccer, or fucking women's volleyball. That's what you're looking for, and that's what we're offering here at NHL Ylose, and all the Ylose channels are very similar. So get over to the Telegram, get that rest of the season for $100, and start winning.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Well, guys, that'll do it for us over here at Puck U today. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, grab that premium package. Link is in description for everything that you need. Link to the Telegram, link to the purchase. We are here for you today. We will be here for you tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern, going live. Bring the questions, bring the noise. We're ready for you. We are dialed in on this NHL season. We're going to get it. We're going to get it big. All right, guys. See you all tomorrow. Enjoy the game tonight.
Cut my life into pieces. This is my life.